Generic greetings and welcome to Construction Plus Prison Architect Alpha 36 episode 9. In the previous, what's that guy shouting about? Yes, the guy is shouting about literacy. Matt Wagstaff, age 19, he's been shouting about literacy need for quite some time, for the last couple of episodes in fact, and sort of strangely he works in the laundry right next to the library, so maybe he should apply to work in there, but he doesn't yet have the foundation education, which this guy is training for, so maybe you should do that first. Either way, in the last episode, we got a death row prisoner, and then we shunted him straight to high risk because, well, likelihood of clemency was quite high, and he moved over there. We also did a little bit more construction just around about the place, but nothing major. In this episode, just finalising things off. Obviously, we're going to start putting flooring in and things like that. We do need to put a couple of things around the prison, but nothing major. What is major is the danger level, which is flying up. Several prisoners have serious complaints, which is problematic. It's the need for exercise and for food. Now, obviously, the food need will be, sorted out in a couple of minutes. We'll speed up to max speed, but exercise not so much. Obviously, yard, you used to be able to just run around it, but for some reason they don't do that anymore. They really want to use weight benches, and yeah, we don't have any because I removed them all, and we've got another 2 days before we can put them back in. So this is really causing us some issues. Paul Hare over there did try to do a bit of a blitz escape, but I can't really recruit him for the confidential informant, and also, as you can see, his estimated reoffending chance is 56%, so he's not going to get out early. 6 prisoners are up for parole, 1 prisoner due for release soon, TM. Let's have a quick look at our prison grading. We do now have a grading, so let me just make sure it's paused, which it is, and we'll go to prison grading. So the reoffending rate for the prison is actually 6%. That is a really good result. We've got paroled early and reoffended 8 and 0% respectively. So we've paroled 8 early and none of them have reoffended, which is very good. That's actually a bit weird because we've got, or we had for the longest time, a 15% release. So if their estimated reoffend rate was 15% or below, we would let them out. We've increased that to 20%. That's a 1 in 5 chance of when they're leaving the reoffending. So we're actually above the curve already. So that's pretty good. Prisoners executed, none. None executed, which none of them were innocent. We've got 2 deaths in custody, which is not good at all. But I mean, I think I've done most what I can sort of realistically be expected to do. I mean, both attacks were just blitz attacks where someone was an unknown snitch and bang, they die straight away. So there's nothing I could have really done about that. I've still got people listening to phones. I've got, obviously, armed guards walking around as deterrents. I've got confidential informants. Sorry, I can hardly speak because my throat's killing me. Confidential informants running around and telling me things. So I should have picked up on this. Or if I could have picked up on it, I would. So just one of them things. Punishment is quite high for the grading. Reform not so much, which is not good. Security is quite high and health is at minus as well, so that's not great. I really wish there was a tooltip telling me exactly what they meant and how to change it, but nothing. You can actually sort of do it by going to grading here, and it tells you there. So punishment, you always want as high as possible. Reform, you want as high as possible. Sadly, as you can see, we've got no immediate or whatever program is running. Security is really high. Obviously, we've got lockup, which increases your points as well, and underarm guard as well. That's pretty good. Health is at a standard rate, sort of, as you can see, 0. So no well-fed, no exercising as well. So health will increase when we put the weight benches back in, but I have a feeling that it's going to get violent. So I could free fire it. I'm not going to at the moment. I'll just keep it on like it is now. I think what I will do is I could go to our meal variety high, and what that will do is get them well fed. Or they should be well fed anyway because we've got a high level of food like output. So we've got the quantity is high, the variety is medium. If I put that to high as well, it'll probably not work out because they'll end up taking too much food and we don't have a lot of food. So we have just enough, I think, to feed all the prisoners. Obviously, these guys are shouting about literacy. There's 2 of them there shouting about it. Slight problem. Obviously, literacy need is really high. Not good. Several prisoners are getting food. That's okay there. And looks like we fed all the prisoners we need to. We'll just have a quick look at our needs. Yeah, pretty much sorted. Pretty much sorted. There's a little bit of a high need for food there, but it's probably the guy locked up. Yeah, as you can see, look, his needs are all off the dial, basically. So anyway, danger level is still going up. It's going to happen, but the only reason why it hasn't kicked off just yet is because of the armed guards. We've got 2 armed guards walking around in this cell block. I think what I'll do, I'll pretty much try and ignore that. And what I want to do is go over to this side, go to rooms, and then go to forestry. And we want to clicky, clicky, draggy, draggy, and make all of this as forestry. There you go. Now, I was originally going to put a big thing around that. Like, I'm going to put this inside a fence, but I'm just going to leave it open because it sort of complements the look of the yard as well. So that's what we'll do. That's obviously forestry. They're going to go in and sort that out, which is good. And eventually they will start planting all of that. Here, in fact, here comes the gardener. As you can see, there's gardeners coming in there. And then we've got a lot of stuff where we're buying stuff. A lot of things where we're buying stuff, rather. A lot of money going in and out. We've also got some early release money as well, which is pretty cool. And you can see that this guy's planting it. Now, we might have a problem here because there's a tree at the end. Now, I don't know whether the bug is still in the game or not, where if you have a tree that comes down next to a wall, it demolishes the wall. I will have to see what happens. I'm going to put some more dog crates in here. Not all of them, actually. We'll put them up to there. There we go. Sorted. So, 27 grand, receiving 910 generic units of currency per day, stroke generic credits. Not bad at all. We do need to put in some more things in the staff room because this has been pretty much underdone since we began. So, we'll do that, and then we'll go for a sofa wide, and then either side as well. Obviously, we want a sofa like that. There we go, there's our staff room. Bigger than we wanted, but that's just how it is. We've got exports on the outside. What I wanted to do was to change our exports. So let's just have a look here. We've got storage, we've got, what's that? Deliveries, and then we've got exports. So I want to change it so we have exports. If I can find the thing, exports. We'll get rid of exports there. And we want to get rid of storage here, hang on, there, and then put exports up there. Okay, so there's exports. Yep, that's about right. And then we need to put a door on the staff door on the top. What we'll do is we'll dismantle this one first, though. Dismantle that, and then we'll brick up this area here. All right, and then we'll put in the staff door down the bottom and the standard door up the top. And the reason for that is because then we can go to our deployment and then to staff only. Have all that as staff only, which is something obviously we wanted to do. This area is not staff only, which means we can have prisoners come in and then put stuff in the exports themselves, which saves on moving stuff. Fantastic. We'll go back to rooms and we'll go to our deliveries. We want to get rid of these here, and we want to have deliveries down to there. Don't need that large, actually. No, I might as well have, I was going to say, we might as well have it that. There's no reason why we could put it all the way down like that if we really wanted to. Yeah, there we go. Biggest deliveries in the world. We don't need that at all. Biggest deliveries in the world. No, we'll have it at, I guess, 4x8. There we go. Garbage can go up the top of 4x8. All sorted. And I think, do I want to do that or not? I was going to, and this is what someone suggested, and they actually tweeted me this with a little diagram as well that they took a screenshot when it was zoomed out and they drew it in Paint, I think. But, you know, the fact that they spent time doing that was quite humbling. Actually, while I remember here, I do need to put a staff door on that bit there. Yeah, what they did was they drew it so we had a road gate on either side, and then a wall all the way down the bottom, as well as a gate there. Now, what that will do is it'll make this area, all around here, sort of staff only. Right? So we can have staff only around here. And then it means that when prisoners come in, they're locked in this little cage thing, which, you know, we've done that several times before. And then at the back, over here, we still have another door, so then they can open up and we can get guards coming in, take stuff from the garbage on the delivery, sorry, not guards, workmen, back and forward, and get it done. And they could do that. And that's, you know, something that we could have done if we really wanted to. But, honestly, probably too much work for almost no benefit. It's pretty much no benefit. It doesn't really do anything. I mean, you'll come in, you'll have to go through 2 sets of gates extra. You'll have to have more gates at the top. It's a bit of a nightmare, so we're not going to bother with it. What we are going to do is, oh my good grief, probably have a fight when we get the exercise needs here. We've got one more day to weather through it. Let's just check our prisoners. We've got maximum safe capacity or shared capacity of 62. We currently have 56 prisoners, so we can go to our intake. We have 1 death row. Excellent, okay. So we do want to receive our death row prisoners. So we want to receive a total of... how many do you want to receive? So 62 shared. We've currently got 56. So we want to receive 5 prisoners, 6 prisoners. Is that right? No, 7 prisoners. I think that's about right. So 6 plus 50, 56 plus 6, we're on to 62. And then an extra 1, 7 for the death row, which is what it's putting in. Excellent. Okay, yep, that's about right. Sorted. Let me just have a quick look at our workshop. It is, well, in existence. That's good. Might as well put some more saws in there and some more presses. We do have the capability and the money, which is good. Oh, bugger. Okay, so the warden is having a little bit of a chat, and oh, bloody hell, I can see the flood already, and it is flooding towards this. Oh, insert generic profanity here. Okay, so a water pipe has burst, says the warden, and is flooding the area. Fix before the damage becomes too severe. Severe? We're about to get the water. The main water pipe is about to bust. Well, it has bust. It's going to... Oh, my good grief. This is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. That's water going straight towards this power station. Switch off. Switch it off. Shut the power down. Okay. I've now plunged the entire prison, apart from this top bit, because that's on a different circuit, into pretty much in darkness. There we go. But we're not going to have a fire, which is the main thing, because obviously water on that power station is bad. We have now started to have a bit of a fight. You can hear tasers going off. This is not the best time for prisoners to come in here. Where is the workman? Where are the workmen, should I say? We've got some teachers coming in. Where are the workmen? The workmen. I'm hiring 2 more. Where's the water pipe? Get the water pipe sorted. There's the water pipe coming. He's almost got run over by the bus, which would be another event, I think. And there's that done. Flooding is... Yeah, the flood's receded. And then we need to power this thing back up, which immediately puts the prison back on. And we're good. Whew. Okay, and then the water should start flowing back through the system. Yep, you can see water going back through the system. All of this finishing off. We're sorted. Okay. Not bad at all. That could have been a lot worse. I think if I didn't turn that off, we would have had a major problem there. Anyway, we have received some more prisoners. We do have Aston something or other. Prisoner number 308606. This is why they have prisoner numbers. It's easier. Sentenced to 25 years for multiple crimes, including murder, torture, and armed robbery. We have a big scrolly list here. Murder, plea guilty, 25 years. Torture, plea guilty. Armed robbery ×2, plea guilty on that one. Rape, plea guilty. Aggravated assault, another count of rape, another count of armed robbery. Good grief. Likelihood of clemency is 36%. Apparently they're thinking, you know what? He's not too bad of a guy after all. We'll just lock him up, constantly. A lot of people. Well, I mean, it's one of those things about when you get immediately you get discussions about capital punishment and does it work? Is it necessary? All of that sort of thing. And honestly, I mean, I'm not qualified to talk about it. That's just a certainty. But a lot of people there's a lot of people argue for and against it. A lot of people say against it. Obviously, it doesn't work. If capital punishment worked, we wouldn't have multiple mass murderers on death row. We wouldn't have serial rapists on death row. We wouldn't have a lot of not overly friendly people on death row if it worked. If the prospect of being killed you know, for your crimes was one of, you know, if that was a good enough deterrent, then we wouldn't have these people do these things. They argue that. A lot of people also say that if you don't have it, then if the deterrent wasn't there at all, then there'll be a lot worse. There'll be a lot of people saying, well, you know what, I'm going to do these things knowing that I'll just get put up in a, you know, I'll be put in jail, and, you know, maybe perhaps it's not going to be as bad as my life now. You know, I think it's more of a psychological thing than anything else. It's certainly something that is, you know, It's one of the things that the game sort of, because of its subject matter, it's very broad. You know, it's a lot of it's got a lot of things to think about. Basically, you can't just, nothing's as simple as it seems. Anyway, back onto building this thing. White tiles. We're going to white tile the entire area at the shower end, at both ends, obviously, and then I think we will concrete tile the rest of it. There we go. And that should be about it. There we go. Looks like a phone has been found in there. Oh, I thought that said Ericsson as well. No, it's Christensen. I thought, oh look, ironic. The guy there is called Ericsson, as in Sony Ericsson, the phone company. Some people might not have got that. Some people, not the company, the manufacturer, I guess. The brand name. Anyway, what's that? What's happening there? Oh, that's a truck driver. Let's just have a quick look over the left-hand side. We can see that we do have trees growing, which is cool. Danger level still flying up. I'm going to speed up to max speed here while people get on with stuff. We do need to check out our grading. Okay, paroled early and reoffended 7%. 13, I think that's one prisoner's reoffended early. Right, okay, I don't like that idea at all, so I'm going to reduce our parole cutoff to 15%. Reduce it back down, because we have had someone who's reoffended, which is, you know, it's probably going to happen. I mean, still 7% reoffending rate is quite good, I would say. The estimated reoffending rate is 11%, and 16 prisoners have been released, and 13 of them have been released early, so it's not too bad at all. So we'll reduce that down just to see if we can get that reoffending rate down below 5%. That would be ideal. It looks like we've got some taser action going around here. Oh, that's people getting the head beat in. I reckon we have a snitch among all of this. Looks like, are they fighting the parole officer and lawyer? No, they're not. Why did that kick off? I reckon there's a snitch among there. Informants, snitch and ex-law enforcement. Yes, we have got one. So Andrew Ingham, we will go for a protective custody, and we will punish him for a lockdown permanent. Now, obviously, that's not something that I do lightly. Now, this is one of the things I've mentioned before, where when they first introduced protective custody, it was something that you could reschedule. Obviously, we'd have different scheduling. But protective custody came along with regime changes, so you can actually change the protective custody and basically all of the ratings. So you could have, say, a maximum, minimum, go out at different times, and then you could change it so. Oh my good grief! There's another fight somewhere. You could change it so it was the same thing. You could change it so like protective custody was different. To high risk and low risk and all of that sort of thing. So it was all changed. But why is that guy in there? Lockdown permanent, but he's in solitary for a couple of hours first. Okay. Yeah, so that change was pretty good. But as soon as they introduced permanent lockdown, obviously you do have to unlock it via permanent punishments from here. Then I think, actually, how much money have I got? 21 grand. We'll go for reduced execution liability. And a bit of a tax relief as well. Why not? There we go. Yeah, so we instead don't really bother with changing the regime. We just lock them up. We just shove them straight in there. Bumf, job done. Don't really care about that. You're going in there straight away. That's pretty much all I do. It's just easier that way. It's not the most efficient. Oh, actually, no, it is the most efficient. That's the problem. It is the most efficient, but it's not the best way of doing it. But that's the way I chose. Anyway, we do have a person that's going to go in there. Obviously, that's where they're going to be permanently locked down. So I think what we'll do instead, I could have someone patrolling here, but I'm going to try put a CCTV camera there. Now, I don't think it's going to work because it's locked up in there. It will have its sight cone will be too too shallow, but we'll see what happens. We'll put it in nonetheless, and we'll try it. As you can see, this is what happens when you have a small cyclone, when it's locked in one corner. In fact, like, does that guy walk around that way, or does he just bump off that CCTV camera? No, he just walk around it. That's okay. Anyway, that's been put in. Obviously, we do need to connect that thing up, so we'll go for a bit of connection. I really want an automatic connection button. Connect everything to everything, please. Job done. Okay, so we'll just check our grants, see if there's anyone being unlocked. I don't think there will have been. No. So we've got 3 more hidden, but that'll pretty much be cell block D and E and F, probably. Something like that. We've got another 14 hours until we can put weights benches back into the thing, which is good. We've got our death row inmate here. He's got a 36% likelihood of clemency to be reduced from death row and put into high risk. That's not the case now. As you can see, he's now on 18%. So what we're trying to do is reduce it down. Hang on, let's have a quick look. So let's have it's on that tab there. Our state-approved conviction strength is 5%, and I've got... You need an execution room before you can begin execution. I do have an execution room. I don't know whether that's just saying that there or not. Either way, we do have an execution room. We need to reduce that down, obviously 18%. I'm going for the reduced execution liability, and that will... oh, I haven't actually designated the execution room, that's why it is there. Yes, reduced execution liability. We're going to get that, and that'll obviously bring it up to 10%, and then obviously that reduces our chance. I keep saying obviously. Right, let's just go for the execution, and there we go. Indoors and electric chair. There we go, that's all sorted. Job done. So it now will say, yes, we have it. Yeah. Oh, I put it in, but I just didn't designate it. I assume that was something that people posted in the comments. I just didn't see it. We have a total of 60 prisoners out of 64, which of that, I guess, this is quite difficult to think about. 60 prisoners. One of them is in death row, and one of them is in protective custody. Right? So they're in there and they're in there. I assume. Hang on. Oh, looks like that CCTV camera is moving. Where is that guy? He'll be over there, surely. Don't know. He's not there. Don't know where he is. Either way, shakedown. A little bit too late to be doing this, but I do want to get a full shakedown if I can. I think I'm going to receive I'm going to get a couple more guards. One more guard, because I haven't got the money for another guard, but I would like another guard. I was going to get 2 more guards, and we do need to receive some more prisoners, actually. Danger levels flying up. You know what? We'll stop the shakedown. The only tunnel at night, as far as I can tell, so there's no point in searching. If nobody's escaped now, we can search before the next night. And that's cool. Right, so before the next morning, we need to work out how many prisoners we can have. 60 prisoners currently. We have 1 death row and 1 protective custody. Max safe shared capacity is 62, which means we have 58. We can receive 4 prisoners safely. So intake, no death row in there, so we'll receive 4 prisoners. Let me just check our current prisoner capacity. Total prisoners 60, 25 high risk, 15 low risk, and normal of 18. So what I'm going to do is actually turn off our max sec intake. In fact, I'm going to turn off our low sec intake because we have not an equal amount. The reason for that is because the low risk get paroled early generally, and then the medium risk obviously get paroled and they'll be released as well. High risk almost never get paroled, and they generally have a really long stay in the prison. So you generally get a good turnover, very fast turnover of low risk. Medium risk or normal risk, whatever you prefer. That's not a great turnover, but you do get turnover. And then a high risk, you don't really get any at all. They just turn up and they stay there forever until they get killed or whatever. Or they eventually have to leave. Anyway, lots of people in the infirmary getting a bit of a rehabilitation. We've got a little bit of a fight going off somewhere. That's a gang member who's ripped his shirt off. That I think he didn't really work out for him. Let me just check our intelligence and gangs. Still four members of the Blue Gang. Have we got some people getting recruited? I don't know. No players yet, because obviously no leaders or anything like that. I am receiving prisoners, or have received prisoners, so we'll turn off that intake there. One of them was actually just received anyway, so that's understandable. We've got a gang member there. We've got that guy's permanent lockdown. You in there, please. There we go. Because that is, as you can see, protected only. And he's protective custody. So he should be moved over. I've told him to be moved to there. Speed up to max speed. Is there someone coming along to do this? Not yet. I'm guessing that's a bug. Oh, Mayor Calvin Heller is giving me a little bit of a call. The media have moved on to something else, and the bill banning weight benches from your yard has been repealed. Feel free to reinstall them. Thank you very much. About bloody time. And you can actually hear this is clunking down because of the level, the high level of danger in the prison. If we didn't have armed guards, this would have been a lot more violent. Right, I think we've got a bit of a bug here. Let's end punishment on that, right? Because that guy, we should be able to let him out. But I want to move... Oh, of course. The reason that we can't move them over there, and the reason I couldn't search it before, is because I didn't designate them as cells. You, move over there. Thank you very much. You're now punishment permanent. And then he should be moved over, which he is now. Again, it's me and my designation, or lack of designation, is the main issue. Right, and I guess that's why I couldn't search it before. Now that I think about it, someone would have posted that in the comments. I just haven't seen it. Yeah, a lot of people post stuff in the comments, and I just can't get to them all. It's one of those things where originally this was a great idea, getting people's idea and feedback and stuff, but after so many of them now, it's a little bit of a nightmare. Read a lot of a nightmare. Oh, big nightmare, huge nightmare, problematic. Do my best though. Anyway, not perfect. Everybody going in for eat, which is cool. Got a bit of money, danger level flying right down because obviously food, and I guess I'm going to spend a little bit of money and do this. Although what I do want to do before we do anything else is even out my guards, because I did want another guard. Receiving 1,286 generic units of currency, which is pretty cool. I want to check my programs. I'm going to reschedule all programs while we're in the middle of this. Workshop safety induction. 1 has passed. So we've got one person, read it, one singular, uno, person working in the workshop. That's it. The prison workshop has one guy working in there. Not great. 88% passed on the guards taser certification. We'll keep that running. Looks like we've got parole hearing with several passed. Don't know how that works. We've got death row appeal, 2 finished, 1 passed. Kitchen safety and hygiene, nobody interested in that. Carpentry apprenticeship, 1's actually interested and qualified. Wow, okay. Really? That's interesting. I guess it's the same person that's passed the foundation education course, and in this one, do you have to pass foundation education to do the carpentry? I don't know. Either way, we're going to put 1 carpentry table in there. We'll put it right at the front. There we go. Interesting. That is actually quite interesting, that one. That guy says working, and I don't know what he's working over there for. Don't know what he's actually doing. Weights benches are in there, as you can see. Everybody's like, come on, burn the fat, burn it down. Anyway, I will reschedule all programs as soon as that thing's in, and there we go. And now we can do that. It does cost 500 per session to actually do the carpenter's table, to do the carpentry apprenticeship, but it's worth it, I think. Which prisoner is it? A guy that apparently is working and cleaning. You have to be joking me. Really? Can't be him. Can't be him. Carpentry apprenticeship. It's him. John Spuds Christensen. In here for aggravated assault. Failed parole hearing, but he has passed the workshop safety induction. So that's it, yeah. He's on the carpentry apprenticeship. Success chance unknown yet because he hasn't attended anything. But basically, he is almost a model prisoner in terms of his reform. Pretty good. That's what we want to do. We want to reform. Obviously, that guy there is still got an unknown reputation. I want to, in the night, I want to do a shakedown. Actually, what I want to do first, I want to go to intelligence and informants and activate. That's, yeah, probably what happened. Maybe the guy that got killed earlier, maybe he was a informant. And I messed it up. Probably, it's always my fault. That's my default option, really. It's my fault. Normally it's me that makes a mistake. Right. So we're going to have a little bit of a chat. No suspicion, really. This is the same gang member. Have a bit of a chat. Actually pushed him in the wall there. Oh, right. This guy, then, we've just found out about his character. Reputation, federal witness high. Oh, look at that. That's actually a bit of a bug there. It's got some underscores. Federal witness is this prisoner is a witness on an important legal case and as such has been targeted for death by a gang or crime boss. That is our death row guy. Now, I'm not really too worried because he's currently locked up in there. He's currently locked up in that area. If any of these gang members can get in there and kill him, honestly, I don't deserve to be playing this game because that is 1, 2, 3, at minimum, heavy doors. 4 doors just to get to him. Plus the guards right next to the security room and everything else. So, don't think we really have a problem there. As you can see, this guy, I've been told that this guy's got loads of booze and phones on him. This one here, quick run in here. Apparently we've been told that ex-law enforcement and snitch, we already knew about that, so I don't really know what that's all about. Either way, we're going to do a shakedown because we didn't finish our shakedown last time, and there's a lot of people with stuff on them, so that's good. And obviously that guy's getting brought back. So, thank you very much for telling me all of that. Still no snitch or ex-law enforcement as far as I can tell. Still unknown over there. We don't know what that guy's up to. Bit of suspicion on Christopher France, but nothing really high. Nothing over the level. So, gonna keep searching away here. Lots of contraband, as you might expect. Don't need to change food distribution. No. Laundry will only be to... Yep, there's standard places. That's fine. Let's just go to intelligence and last 24 hours. What have we found? Good grief. Mobile phones and booze. Look at that. Basically, the needs for luxuries and narcotics are quite high. I don't know whether that's to do with my policy or not. If you got found with luxuries, which are booze and... Well, it's booze and... Cell phones are the main luxuries. Bit more fighting over there. That guy's volatile as well, which is why that happened. Yeah, if you get found with luxuries, which is obviously mobile phones, booze, cigarettes, things like that, we only search yourself and your cell. That's it. We don't actually punish you for it, which either might be a quite high requirement or a need for them. But I guess there's going to be a high need for them anyway, just because of what they are. So maybe if you punish, there wouldn't be as many, but nah, I'm not that too bothered. This is our finance. We are receiving some money, which is good. We are... Corporation tax 30%, and we are trying to reduce that right down with tax relief there. Obviously, we've got the execution reliability. We're doing that as well, so that's pretty cool. We've got land expansion, or we could get land expansion, but we're not doing that. We still haven't produced any license plates, which is annoying. We do really want to get that done. Once you produce license plates, you can get another grant, which is carpentry grant. But we'll see how that one goes. The prison overall is clean. It is... getting staffed by most of the prisoners, so we don't really have a problem there. We do, as far as I can tell, we don't actually have anyone in the kitchen, like working in there. What I might do is go to programs and check our kitchen safety and hygiene. Yes, someone is interested, so we'll start that. It's only one person, but that's okay with me. That's fine. Carpentry apprenticeship is running. Workshop safety reduction is running. with another one interested. Pharmacological treatment to drug addiction is on the run there. One in the queue, but I'm not going to put another one on because it does cost 200 a session, because one of these ones, chances are they'll be right near the end of the session. Alcoholics group in the queue there, that's fine. Gas taser certification, we're going to stop that. It's not really running anymore. We could get rid of some of these parole hearings, but there's no real need to do that. We've still got this death row appeal. I don't know why. Let me go to edit schedule here. Death row appeal is in the shared parole, but it's in the wrong one. I don't know if you can see, but there's the parole there, right? I'll mouse over this right one. It's not moving. Parole hearing, death row appeal. So share parole there, share parole there. Oh no, it is in the right place. It is in the right place. Okay, so that there, get rid of that, we don't need that. That death row appeal is in the right place. That's okay, that's fine. Okay, so a little bit of money, not a great deal of money, but enough to probably place the flooring in this area, although I haven't done the canteen, so I think we'll get on there with that one. I'm going to use white tiles because it's basically the standard flooring that I use for the canteen, but we don't have nowhere near enough money to actually get it done. We'll do one side of it. We don't even have enough money for one side of it. We'll just do a little bit of it. That's for the white tiles. Receiving 900, 61 prisoners. Obviously, we've got a total capacity of 66, with a protective capacity of 2, death row capacity of 2, shared capacity 62. So we currently have 1 death row, 1 protective custody, which actually brings our, I guess, our overall shared capacity to 59. Which means we can receive 3 prisoners. So we'll go to our intake. Actually, prisoners first. We can receive, I think we'll receive some more low risk on that one. Oh, we can receive another death row as well. Fantastic. So we'll receive 4 prisoners, including some death row. And that'll all be okay, I guess. Trees are coming along quite nicely, growing up there, but they might demolish the wall when they go. We'll have to see. That's going to be interesting. This guy is still not up for a... He still has got another death row, but he will get there eventually. We'll get there eventually. There's been another little ding-a-ling there, and that'll have been... tax relief. So now, I will save... what's this? Takes advantage of governmental tax incentives, reduces your effective corporation tax just to 15%. So you'll save 1,500 taxes per 10,000 of daily profit. So, as you can see, our daily cash flow has increased. Not bad at all. And assuming we start selling more stuff in the workshop, we'll be okay. How much money is floating around the prison? We don't know. There's no real way of finding that out, I don't think. Oh my good grief. We now have... That's either... I don't know whether we've found out about that guy, or whether he's... Yeah, we must have found this guy out. We have a legendary prisoner here. It's Rock. We've known about him for a while. We just didn't know what his reputation is. So, it is... Legendary. Legend of the criminal underworld, and has numerous skills and abilities to make him very dangerous. Extremely volatile. Okay, so he kicks off with for any reason he wants to. Extremely quick, usually fast runner. Expert fighter, skilled in defensive combat moves. He can disarm an opponent, even take their weapon from them in a fight. And he is a federal witness, so he's a witness to a important legal case, and as such has been targeted for death by a gang or crime boss. So, I think, honestly, he's probably a Supermax prisoner. We don't have a Supermax area in this prison. So what can we do? What can we do? Well, we could, if we want to, have a big change around the prison. This has already been suggested to me. It would be take this kennel, shove it in this corner here, have the security shrink down a bit, and have the kennel and a little bit of this area here changed to Supermax. Or, let me just see if I can work it out. Yep. Have this area as some Supermax cells, 1, 2, 3 cells. have this as our security area, and again move the kennel down that side there. I think that is what we'll end up doing. I'm going to leave it there, but I'd like to know your thoughts on this one. We could put him in protective custody, but the way I like to see it is protective custody is for snitches and things like that, people who are vulnerable. That guy is, although he's been targeted, because he's he's witnessing a federal case and all that, he's not vulnerable. He's an expert fighter and fast. He's not vulnerable. He is... he's the guy that you should be worried about. So we need a supermax area. And the only place I can realistically think of putting it is here, like that. So there's the 3 cells, right? Obviously, probably permanent lock him down. I might even have this as just 2 cells, a bit like we've got there. So not 3 cells, have it as, say... What size is that? That's 11. So we want a 5 and then a center. So we could have that, for example. Obviously, they're not very big, but it means that we can have televisions and things like that in there to increase the rating of it, so they're not going to be kicking off all of the time. And we could even, if we wanted to, put a shower in the back. So something like that. And move the kennel down, have that as security. That's probably what we're going to do, but I'd like to know your thoughts and opinions on that. Move the kennel over to that corner there, because that's the only place we can realistically put it. So there'll be a wall there, and this will be our kennel. And then have security up there. These 2 is our legendary area, and then shove them over there. Supermax area, not legendary. It's the same thing, the way we're using it. But that's what I think I'm going to do, but I'd like to know your what you think about that one. Either way, next episode, more Prison Architect, more prisoners, including some death row. As always, thank you very much for watching. Comments in the comments, and generic partings.